Nichelle said that my intro scared her. Hello, and welcome to the Ain't Nobody Got the Money for That's Guide to Bullet Journals, aka Budget Bullet Journals. If you're unaware, bullet journals are the journals with the little dots, but I will be using regular journals, aka the one with lines. For 2019, I decided to do a theme for all the important people in my life when it was their birth month. Disclaimer, I couldn't get to everyone, so stay tuned for next year. This month is my good friend Nichelle's birth month, and boy did she give me a challenge. When I asked her what she would like her theme to be, she said, "Your perspective of me." After much meditation on how one turns a perspective of a fellow human being into a theme, I came up with something that I think is okay. Delilah approves. Noticing that I've been pretty lazy when it comes to my bullet journal spreads on this channel, probably because I worked so hard in June, only to be cursed by the tech gods. It scared me away from putting too much work into a spread before I could figure out how to please the gods. But as Nichelle would say, it's 2019 and we need to live our best life. And my best life isn't one in fear of the tech gods. Let's get right into it. At the top of the page are the Wiccan symbols for wind, fire, earth, and water. At the bottom are the Viking runes and their meanings underneath them. Nichelle is really into ghosts, so I added one behind the month. I think that it fits in well since next month is going to be Halloween. Nichelle and I both love cats, so I drew a black cat since it's close to Halloween and black cats are easy to color in. When I was making the calendar, I did forget to make room for the days of the week, so that's why everything seems a little off. For this page, I really tried to zero in on Nichelle's generosity. She's given me food, a wonderful sleeping mask, pants, and gemstones. Also, some jewelry that I forgot to draw in there. I drew painting supplies since many craft night Nichelle and I have painted. I did print out my lunar calendar again. Maybe next month I'll actually draw all the cycles of the moon. At the end of my weekly spread, I draw the Wiccan symbol for goddess, the office sign, and what kind of looks like the painting your nails emoji. I drew a bee since that was one of the tattoos that Nichelle showed me when she said that she was thinking over what to get. Nichelle also made me a lotion that smelled really wonderful and I recently just finished it off. And I attempted to draw the little jar that Nichelle gave me. There was lilac for serenity, a pink rose petal for my future relationship health, and I think pink and red pieces of paper for self-love. It looks like that I forgot to record the daily progress tracker, but for the weekly progress tracker, I kept the pictures in the form of cat toys. I'm also adding something new, and I'm going to try and treat myself. I tend to just work, and then crash. but I'm gonna try and make a point to give myself a break. As you can see here, I struggle with even coming up with the ideas for treating myself. This month, I actually have a morning and night routine that I've written down. I also made a weekly routine with all my waking hours, mapping out everything that I need to try and get done. I'm adding a new page this month, which is a budget battle plan. I found this channel called 2 Cents. It's a PBS Digital Studios. 2 Cents is about understanding finances and how to be financially healthy. It's very informative. In my budget battle plan, I wrote down the 5 ways that 2 Cents prioritizes how you should spend your income. I also wrote down the different percentages of how your income should be divided, and then how I want to divide my income. I'm also adding in a manifestation page. I got this idea from Juliett Lynn here on YouTube. Her link will be in the description below. My little remember to work on section is mainly for self-improvement. I'm trying to unlock my inner lion and be more fearless and brave. Also, I want to be more independent and resilient. I'm going ahead and making sections to plan out my Halloween costume and also to get ready for Christmas, because you have to start saving now. I kept my life goals and the monthly achievements, but I also added a section for all the books that I've read for that month. I'm adding an outro page to complement my intro page. Also because since I don't just use my journals for only bullet journaling, I sometimes will get lost in the sea of pages. So I want the extra page to separate the writing portion of my journal from the bullet journal part of my journal. I drew one of those Polaroid cameras, or at least I think that's what they're called, based on how Nichelle likes to take pictures of herself in unique places so then she can document her personal growth, which I think is a wonderful idea. I printed off pictures of her cat, Chloe, my cat, Delilah, and the gemstones that I got when I was with Nichelle. For the more awkward shaped pictures, I used print-offs of my old manuscripts. I put Chloe's picture on a scrapbook because Nichelle really loves scrapbooking and actually kind of got me into it. I'm very excited for the idea to have an outro page, because I feel like with the intro page we're welcoming the month in, but then we're not saying goodbye to it when it leaves. And maybe it's just me, but I feel like the month deserves better. So normally I do this every time that I start a new journal, but I've seen a lot of other bullet journalers do this, and I'm finally doing a monthly quote. So the quote that I chose is, "It's perfectly okay to write garbage as long as you edit brilliantly," from CJ Cherry. And we're done! I really liked how this turned out. It was a lot of hard work. So I did come back in here and try and lighten this up so then you can see the runes, which are strength, journey, warrior, joy, protection, defense, and breakthrough. So I'm assuming it's break through all your boundaries. Calendar, these little things popped off, but I think it's okay. As you can see, I'm still keeping my writing task for my weekly planners. I have noticed that most bullet journalers, when they have their weekly planners, have a lot of space for arts and design and really only just have 1 week per 2 pages. I normally just fit in whatever days will fit, which is normally 8 days. I have been thinking about going the more traditional route, but I suppose it really just depends on what next month holds for me, on how much thought and design I can put into my weekly spread. So at the end of my weekly spread, I added this office sign in because I painted one that looks similar for Nichelle since she really loves that show. I believe I'm on season 5 right now. I did think about doing this as my theme since she likes the show so much, but I think I'll do that for a later month after I finish watching the whole show. Okay, so I forgot to film this apparently. I thought I pressed record and I didn't. I tried to make this paper look like it was a list since Nichelle and I are similar and we really like making lists in order to organize our lives. And I'm finally going back to these old boring squares for my progress trackers. When I started bullet journaling last August, I did this method and then the similar one with the list and lines, but I thought it was too boring and I would be more inclined to color in my progress trackers if they were pictures. But the one problem that I ran into is that it was difficult to color in the progress trackers if I didn't have the color that I needed. For instance, if I was away on a trip, or if I forgot it, or if I just got too busy and by the time that I got home I didn't think to do it. So hopefully this will make it more easy to do. And I will right now come up with more. So I'm going to also play Minecraft. And the other one, I will ask my friends what they do, because I'm really bad at treating myself. I don't know if you noticed, but I accidentally switched these 2 pages. I confused myself, but we'll see if this works better for me. I'm keeping the key just in case I work on multiple projects. And I will transfer over all my writing to-dos once August officially ends. It's the last day of August right now. Okay, for my morning and night routines, for the last 2 months, I've been too afraid to actually write down my routines because I didn't know what worked for me. But the whole point of bullet journals are to be okay with your mistakes. So I'm going to try and be a little bit more transparent with all my trial and errors. So far, the morning routine is working for me, though I haven't had a day where I've gotten everything done that I placed in my routine, and as of yet, I haven't had a night where I've done even half of what's on my night routine, but I still think I'm adjusting to waking up at 8 a.m. and going to bed at 12 a.m., since I normally go to bed at 6 a.m. and wake up at 2 p.m. Last month, I made a weekly routine that was from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., since those were the hours that I was going to give myself to accomplish all my school tasks. But I had to make another piece of paper, so then I had my full 8 a.m. to 12 a.m. schedule. I decided just to put it in my bullet journal, so then I can try and see everything that I have going on so far. So here's another look at my perceived expenses and then my budget battle plan. My rage page and my get off my chest page. All right, so as I said before, this manifestation page, I got the idea from Juliett Lynn. Everything will be in the bio. So this page, basically you write in present tense what you want your future to be, which gets me extremely excited as a creative writer. So I can't wait to fill out this page. I also added in my gratitude page. I don't know if you noticed, but as I was making it, I had a spelling error, but it's okay. I fixed it. I'm keeping my question of the day that I had from last month and what I've learned. So hopefully, what I learned will be the answer to the question of my day. There's my remember to work on. So these are just personal things that I want to try and do to be either a better person or to reach inner peace. I'm also keeping my while listening to an audiobook / watching a YouTube video page, just so I can always be doing something with my hands, and so I'm not really idle when I don't have to be, unless I'm treating myself. And then I also added in a while at school page, because at my work I'm lucky enough to have moments where I can sit down and either do homework or do something that will be productive. So I need to kind of remind myself on the days that probably will never happen when I don't have homework. Okay, so my channel to do page is extremely smaller because since I am back at college, I need less on my plate, not more on my plate. Also, I have this bullet journal checklist in order to make the videos because I tend to get excited and get ahead of myself, so I need to remind myself that things should be done in order. I really wanted to do a suggested books on a shelf, so I made the little shelves. I did go back over after I filmed with thicker lines, just so then you can kind of see the difference between the darker brown and the lighter brown, but I'm not sure if it's quite there yet. I'm keeping my unfinished art page, so then I just kind of know what art projects I need to work on. I added in a Halloween costume planning, and then also getting ready for Christmas. So my life goals are slowly but surely getting more and more as I'm realizing more of them, and hopefully we can get through some of them throughout the year. And that's it! I hope you enjoyed this month. I hope I gave you inspiration, and if you have any suggestions for next month, let me know. I'm always open, and I hope that you always find an excuse to write.